Welcome to California Cal Dunes Garage, the dumbest automotive channel on YouTube. Oh wait, that's not my channel. Oh, how about this is a 1995 Acura NSX. Yeah, does that make sense? Is that a better approach to this? I don't really know. It's a Sunday morning and I am here with the glorious Acura NSX, and I am about to tell you some terrible things I do not like about my Acura NSX. We'll call it 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 awful things. Some of them are about my ownership experience and some of them are just about me having the Acura NSX. We'll just combine them all and let you decide what they are. So stay tuned. All right, so we are here with the Acura NSX and we're gonna take a look. So I'm just gonna get right into it. The number one thing I do not like about having my Acura NSX, and this is gonna be like a boo-woo-hoo, is when I actually get the car out, like most of my cars, I have to take it and park it very far away. Just like in this scenario. I'm literally out right now trying to do some groceries and I had to find the most empty parking lot I could find. I'm just kidding with you guys, no, but I'm here right now filming, obviously, but you know, you get the point. You're taking your Acura NSX out. It's a 25-year-old car. It's not the most expensive car in the world or anything by far, but you know, it's your baby. You want to take care of it, so you got to park it very far. I mean, this is the scenario right here. Yeah. That's one of the things I don't like about having the Acura NSX. Now let's move on to the next. All right, the next thing that I really do not like about the Acura NSX, and it's probably having more to do with its age, is the fact that the paint is 25 years old. So when I do take it out, there is always the chance of the paint just chipping from driving on the road. Because the car is so low. I mean, literally, this car is so low that I don't even think they could reproduce this car today at the way it is, how low it is. Look at, check this out. It's so low. I think it would be illegal to reproduce this car at this height. Like, I don't think it meets pedestrian standards anymore. But getting to the point, like just driving it around, not even really doing anything, you could sometimes see that the paint in certain areas is chipping, and it's not from a rock. I think it's just like the air touching it. I'm just kidding. No, it's probably from like little chips or whatever, but they're seldom because I don't really drive this car as much as on the freeway or take it out as a lot. I mean, in the course of a year, I only put 4,000 miles on the car. I try not to drive it as much just because of me personally. I mean, I know the car theoretically can handle more mileage, but we'll get to that in a second. Oh, and the reason the paint looks this good is because I take really great care of the car, and it did have a stage 3 paint correction with ceramic coating. So, I mean, it's got some advantages, but when I did get the car, it had some swirl marks. So, you know, I kind of hooked the Acura NSX up. The other thing I don't like about the car is that since it is older, I do have to give it more attention in certain areas. For example, when starting the car in the morning, I have to be careful to leave the car warming up and, you know, just kind of let it do its thing. And then when I do take it out, I got to go through the gears and just be, you know, kind of careful with the car. I know a lot of cars have to be warmed up, but the Acura NSX, I mean, you got to let this thing warm up for a good 4 to 5 minutes before that, you know, the temperature gauge hits the middle and everything's safe. And besides that, this car has a rev limiter. When it's cold, you cannot rev past a certain point. So I guess that keeps you out of trouble. I mean, it usually stops you at around 6,000 RPMs. It'll lock you out because the rest is like, I think around 8,500 RPMs at red lines. But yeah, so the fact that I have to wait for this car to warm up really kind of bugs me. I don't know, I'm just complaining because I have a Tesla and you don't have to wait for anything to warm up, except for the loading screen. That takes a while. You know, on your touch screen, that takes a while. The next thing that I hate about the Acura NSX, and it's actually not on my NSX, but it would have been a situation on my 1995, is that these cars didn't have HIDs on them. But the previous owner who owned a dealership, Montclair Acura, here in California, he had some HIDs installed on this car. So they look very stock, but if I didn't have that front headlights, they wouldn't look so good. You know what I mean? I'll put up the pop-ups in a second so you can kind of check it out. I don't know if you can see them in the sun, but I'll put them up real quick. Let me show you. Do you see that nice blue glow right there on the screen? Yeah, that blue glow. Those are HIDs, buddy. Yeah, if I didn't have HIDs, my lights would be that like amber yellow color right there. That's the situation it would be right there. But thank God for the previous owner, right? All right, the next thing that I do not like about my Acura NSX is the security system right here. You see that stock security system? It does not deactivate. As a matter of fact, it will stay on as soon as you lock the doors. And there's two problems with that, and I'll go over it in just a second. Okay, so the two problems I have with the Acura NSX and its stock security system are: number one, the stock security system, when you lock the door, is engaged. So if you have your NSX parked for a long time, say, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, you may be coming back to a dead battery. Now that's pretty common with a lot of Ferraris, maybe even some Lambos, but on the Honda reliability meter, it kind of annoys you, right? That's the number one problem. Number two, if you go to a gas station and when you're coming out of your car, you lock the door, and then, you know, you lock the door with the key, or you push the little button on the inside of the car and get out and exit and close the door, go to fill up the car, you will have the problem of, if you unlock the door from the inside, like stick your hand through the window and unlock, you know, as some people do, the alarm will go off like crazy. And in my case, I did not realize that that situation was going to happen. So I was at a Chevron station one time, and I was literally there for 11 minutes with my car just doing this. Oh, do you want me to demonstrate how it really happened? Okay, I'll do it for you. All right, so I'm getting out. Take the key with me, lock the door, and the car is locked. Let's wait for the security light to flash. Okay guys, can you see the security light flashing right there? Well, if you can or can't, it doesn't matter, because this is what happens. So I'm just gonna come on in and open my car from the inside. Yep. Yeah, see, and then this is what happens when you get in the car. You're trying to find your keys, can't find your keys, and you get in the car and you try to shut it off, but nothing happens. It just keeps going and going, and then the headlights are flashing too. Everything's just going crazy, and you're just trying to get the car started, and it's immobilized. Literally will not stop doing that. And what you gotta do, oh shit, I don't think I remember how to shut off this alarm. You gotta get out of the car. Maybe you get out of the car. I don't really know what the hell is going on here, dude. This has been a while since I did this. I probably shouldn't have done this. Okay, yeah. So you gotta get out of the car and unlock it with the key, and then you see the headlights just went away. And then once that's taken place, the security system shuts off, and then you can get in your car. And well, you probably already know it's gonna start, but I mean, can you imagine going through that the first time and not knowing how to do it? Yeah, that was me for like, I want to say it was more like 12 minutes of that shit, but you get the point. All right guys, the next thing I do not appreciate about my Acura NSX is my two-tone color. This camel interior here, I mean, some people hate it, some people love it, but in my situation, I am constantly having to be careful because this right here will change colors if I'm wearing blue jeans, obviously, right? So it's very sensitive to getting stained. and requires a lot of maintenance to keep in this shape. Either that or you're just sitting on a towel, which can kind of get a little uncomfortable, you know, sitting on the towel sometimes. And then so, I mean, that's part of the issue, I guess, with having this color. So maybe it doesn't exactly pertain to the NSX, but it's definitely an issue. The other thing that I have problems with is, well, you know, getting in the car. Yeah, I know, it's really stupid. Yeah, getting in the car sometimes can be really difficult because, you know, it's a lower car, so that's kind of annoying. But I guess it's just me when I don't feel like getting in the car. But the other thing that I didn't appreciate about the NSX was the fact that, you know, the original exhaust doesn't sound all that great, but mine sounds decent because I have the factory added on. It was an option available at the time, but they had these parts called Comtech back in the day, Comtech superchargers, Comtech exhaust, headers, intake, whatever. And my car has the Comtech exhaust. So, you know, it sounds pretty good. I mean, better than stock. But if it didn't have that, I'd be really annoyed with this car. The other thing I really do not like about my Acura NSX is the radio control antenna here that pops out. Because it's a 95 and because it was from a time where people, you know, use regular radio, not satellite, not YouTube, not, you know, any of the other good stuff that streams, but they use RF signals. And well, to get the RF signals, you've got to have this radio control antenna that pops out of your beautiful Acura NSX. So yeah, I don't really listen to the radio when I'm driving. I try not to listen to anything except the engine, but occasionally I would like to hear some music, and this is definitely not attractive, guys, from any angle. I mean, look at it. Look at this. Just take a look at it. Yeah, that's the situation, guys. That's what it is. Oh, it doesn't get any better from over here either, in case you were wondering. Same thing. All right, my next gripe about the Acura NSX, it's probably going to sound really stupid to you guys, but there's only one cup holder. So if you're out with your passenger, like your boys or your girlfriend, yeah, she or he will have to hold their drink. And that's just not acceptable in my world. But in some models of the NSX, they have this dinky little cup holder that pops out of here. And, you know, it can hold theoretically two. But, you know, I have this one with the one. But I will give it this. The one cup holder it has, this thing, it's pretty bulletproof. It holds the drinks very well. All right, guys, the other thing that kind of bothers me about the NSX, well, it doesn't kind of bother me, it kind of annoys me about the NSX, is that I have a car that looks like this, right? When something looks like this car, but then produces literally like this much horsepower, it kind of makes me wonder, like, really? That's all I'm getting? That's all that's underneath this hood? I mean, I know it's not a fast car or anything, but just by looking at it and forgetting that you know everything you know about this car, you would think like 259 horsepower at the wheel would be like it on its bad day or something. But, you know, I would like to see numbers in the threes, you know, somewhere 350, 375. I mean, I think at 400 it'd be great, but I don't want to turn it into a monster or anything. But I mean, reality is, for what it was even at the time, this was not a lot of horsepower for a supercar, and this is what it has, man. So yeah, it kind of bothers me that my car only produces 259.98, so I guess 260. That's not bad, right? It's still bad, guys. Don't even try to convince me it's not. The last two things that bother me about the NSX, let's get to the first one that bothers me. Hold on a second. All right, the last two things that really bother me about the NSX, well, it's kind of on the front of the car. The windshield. You see the windshield on this car? Do you see it really good? Are you looking at it? Yeah, the windshield on this car is 25 years old, and I keep everything original on this car. It's the original paint, original rims, original tires. Not really, actually, you know, you replace the tires. But my point is that the original windshield is on this car, so it has little pits from over the years, like right here, you know, because a lot of people want to see the original parts on your NSX. They don't want to see aftermarket glass. They might think it's been in an accident or something else has gone on. So I have to stable my life with that windshield. And the problem is when you're driving at night, it kind of looks a little fuzzy, like, you know, like if you were wearing glasses that has some scratches on it. It's not terrible, but you do see the pits and the grooves, and it makes you think that maybe there's something that needs to be wiped off the windshield. But the reality is it's the windshield and it has some pits on it. And you know, it kind of goes with the car, because the front of the car also has some little pits too as well. They're not you know, terrible or anything, but you could kind of see them just from over the years. I mean, it's the original paint. But the other thing that irks me about this car is that it's a target top. And some of you might be going, who the hell cares that it's a target top? Well, you know, since this thing comes off and goes in the back here, right, I really theoretically can't make my engine be displayed, because, you know, normally on the old ones, the very first ones from 91 to 94, you know, was a fixed top, and then you could remove this cover right here and display your engine if you wanted. I don't have that option. I really don't. I mean, I do, but then it's fiddling with the car in a way where if I did want to take the top off, it wouldn't be all that great. And by the way, with the top off on this car, it's okay. You do feel that the car loses some rigidity while you're driving a little bit, but it's not terrible. But I don't really get in the mood to take the top off a lot, mainly because I don't want to accidentally scratch the roof, which is why I think, like, I'd rather have a fixed roof, so that way I could display my engine. Even though it's only a 3-liter V6, I would still like to display it, right? So yeah, guys, that pretty much sums up my situation with this NSX in a nutshell. I know a lot of you are probably going to be thinking, what a whiny crybaby, what a little jerk, he's complaining so much. And you know what? I would love for you to tell me how much I'm complaining by commenting in the comment section, liking the video, or subscribing, or not subscribing, but then commenting and telling me why you didn't subscribe. Why did you leave me hanging? And oh yeah, this video is brought to you today by myself, because I don't have any sponsors, because my channel is really small. It's just me. So yeah, I just always wanted to say this channel's been brought to you by, or this episode's been brought to you by, and I just felt like today would be the right day to do it, you know, because, well, theoretically it was brought to you by me, because, you know, my NSX is here and it brought me here so I could make the recording. So yeah, you guys, I'm just having a great time with my life. I hope you guys are having a great time with yours, and if you're not, don't worry about it. It always gets better. Just keep pushing through it, keep being harder and faster and stronger in your goals, and you're gonna get there. No matter what it is, guys, whether you want to own an Acura NSX, or you're trying to improve your YouTube channel, or you're trying to take your job to a next level, just keep pushing forward, keep hustling, and, you know, work for what you want. And if you work for it, you will get it. Trust me, guys. All right, till the next time, this is California Cal Dune, and I will be watching you guys from a distance, as I always am. Take care. Oh yeah, guys, one last complaint. Sorry. You know when the sun's out and it's blinding you? This is what I have. This is what I have to protect myself from the sun. Just thought you should know. I know you care about this. I know this is important. But this is another reason why I hate my NSX. Thanks for watching. Yeah, NSX life, people.